Okay, guys, so we're going to look at how to record a rhythm section on Soundtrap. First of all, what is a rhythm section? A rhythm section, or the rhythm section of a band, is the part of the band that accompanies the melody. So the melody in your band would typically be provided by your singer, and the rhythm section will be the instruments playing the beat or the rhythm and the chords underneath that. So you would typically have drums, a bass guitar, and then possibly a keyboard and maybe a rhythm guitar. They would be the accompanying instruments, or the rhythm section instruments. So we're going to use two things for this. We are going to use two pieces of software. This tutorial deals with using Soundtrap to do this. Soundtrap you'll be familiar with from using it in class. Soundtrap is just a website, and that's what's really, really cool about this. No matter what device you're using, whether it's a tablet, a phone, a computer, Soundtrap works on everything. So that's what we're going to deal with here. There is another piece of software I'm going to show you here called Iread Pro. That won't be in this tutorial, however. I'm going to create a separate tutorial for that because it's a different thing itself. I want you to use Soundtrap. I don't want you to use Iread Pro for this. The reason I'm mentioning Iread Pro is also a really cool piece of software. Or an app really that is great for quickly creating a backing track for you. If you let's say you're writing a song and you want to quickly add some drums and bass to it, it actually does the work for you. It generates a backing track to your song, which is really cool. The sounds in it though wouldn't be anywhere close to the quality of the sounds we get in Soundtrap. So you certainly wouldn't use Iread Pro for a commercial recording or anything like that. Soundtrap, no, we can really get some great sounds, some great audio loops and stuff like that in it, which you'll see later. So basically, long story short, this tutorial deals with Soundtrap, not Iread Pro, but I'm going to show you Iread Pro in a second tutorial a bit later on. Okay, so here's the steps involved in creating your rhythm section. So we're basically making a backing track for your singer here, if you want to look at it another way. So the first thing is you have to write out the chord structure of your song and be sure how many bars there are. So you need to have your song finished, and you have done that. You need to know the structure of your song, the verses, the chorus, and so on. But really, you have to know exactly how many bars there are. Unless your song fades out at the end, then it's not so important. But I would suggest getting everybody in the band to count the bars. So assuming you're in 4/4 time, which all the songs I've heard you write are, that means how many times do you count to 4? During the song. It's essentially that simple. If you want help doing that, come to me and I will do that with you. So then establish the tempo of your song. The easiest way to do this is if you have a metronome app on your phone, and there are millions of free metronome apps, guys. You don't need to be buying one under that. If one person just plays the song on the piano, whatever like that, and another person just taps the pulse of the song, the beat, the 1, 2, 3, 4 along into your metronome. So there's always a tap tempo option in your metronome. That will tell you what tempo your song is. Tempo, of course, being the musical word for speed. We're then going to select a drum loop that you like, and we will put that into our song. Now, there's loads of experimentation here involved. I'm not going to get too heavily into it in this tutorial. I'll just show you how to do it, and you have a bit of fun yourself. And then finally, we're going to input a bass line over your drum loop, like a bass guitar line. I'm not going to put a piano line into this today, or a guitar line. I'm just going to show you how to do the basic drum rhythm section line. Okay, so now let's, without further ado, get into Soundtrap. So you literally just go to soundtrap.com, and just to show you what I've done, that is all I've done to get to this page here. Now, just a little heads up here. So soundtrap.com, hit enter, and it brings me to this page here. I have an account with soundtrap.com. It's a school account, as you can see here, but I still think you should be able to use it for free, and certainly in class I think we've used it before, but you may need to register or set up a trial. I think you get like a 30-day free trial or something anyway, which is plenty for doing this. Guys, if you are enjoying recording the technology, I would really encourage you to subscribe to this. This is brilliant if you have the money to do it. It's Soundtrap is a fantastic resource for recording your own music. So we're going to just enter the studio, click enter studio there. And here we go. So discard that. Now, so we are obviously creating some music here as opposed to a podcast. But guys, please, feel free to use this software for podcasting, whatever it is you're doing. But today we're clicking music. Now, so this is what you're faced with at the start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our drum line in. Okay. I mentioned at the start, and this is important, that you need to know how long your song is. I'm going to pretend for a moment that I wrote this song, Lean on Me by Bill Withers. And this is the one that I did with you in class. So you can see here, this piece of music is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 bars long. Okay, so I need 28 bars of drums for my full song here. Okay, so if I go back into Soundtrap, and I'm going to browse loops. Okay, a loop is a repeated pattern of music, whether that's a drum loop or a guitar loop. As you can see here, we've all sorts of loops. We've got bass loops, piano loops, guitar loops, etc., etc., etc. Those of you who would have done junior cert music, this is kind of a more up-to-date way of putting in an ostinato. We had rhythmic ostinatos, harmonic ostinatos. Okay, so this is, I suppose, what we're doing here. So I'm doing drums. So click on drums there. And here are all the beats available. Now, guys, I have pre-selected a drum beat here that I'm going to use when I was preparing this tutorial. But please, I would urge you, I beg you, look through. There are hundreds and hundreds of drum loops available to you here. Like, there's so many of them. Some of them are full drum beats. Some of them are just little fills that we can add in. So we'll deal with that in class in more detailed stuff. But it's brilliant. I'm going to go straight into a rock beat here. So pop or rock will be what you choose most of all. But the one I particularly like is for this song. There, rock 8 and stick 4. Okay. Now that's the song, that's the one that I like. Now guys, I only know that I've gone directly to that because I prepared for this tutorial and I like that one, so I'm going to use that one. By clicking the play button there, you get a little sample across the start, but you hit the plus sign and it just goes in there, as you can see. And that's now playing, okay? So I'm going to, by clicking those two quavers there, that gets that out of the way. Now, I want to turn this off. This button up here, that's the loop button, okay? So if that's highlighted, that will just keep looping around those number of bars there. So let's see, first of all, how long is my loop? So I'm going to put the metronome on here. I'm going to count the bars. 2, 3, 4, bar 2, 2, 3, 4, bar 3, 2, 3, bar 4, 2, 3, bar 5, 2, 3, 4, bar 6, 2, 3, 4, bar 7, 2, 3, 4, bar 8. So you can see that's 8 bars long. Now what I did count it out there, I'm sure you probably spotted along the top, here are the bar numbers. Okay, so you can see quite clearly it's 8 bars long. I'm going to copy that. So I've literally just clicked on the loop. And I'm going to, sorry, I've right clicked on the loop and I'm copying it. And now this other thing here, if you see these two arrows facing toward each other, I need to extend this out to 28 bars of music. Okay, and at bar 9, so that's 8 bars long, so I need to copy it. I need 28 bars, so I'm going to paste it twice. No, sorry. And paste it again. I've now got 28 bars, and what I'll do there is toward the end. Okay, I have too much there, so I'm going to need to cut that. Okay, I'm going to add in a few more bars at the end there. There you go. I've got 32 bars, so I have 4 bars too many. So I will need to trim this at the end. This section here. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Okay, I'll come back and do that at the end. Okay, I'll show you how to get rid of that section there. This, I don't want that, sorry. Okay, I'll go through this at the end. It's not important at the moment. So I'm going to rewind here, and now there's my drum line done, which you've heard already. Okay, and so on. Great, that's done. My drum line is now recorded. I will have to shave a few bars at the end. I'm now going to add in my bass line. So add new track, and I'm going to click on the bass lines, and this comes up, this keyboard. This is great. So ideally, if you have somebody in the band who can play keyboard and knows where the notes, the root notes of your chords are, that's what you want to do here. I don't particularly like this bass sound. By default, it's gone to Brixton bass. It's very kind of hip-hoppy, grimy kind of thing. I'm just going to go with a boring old clean electric bass sound. That'll do me just fine. I'm going to go, this button here, you can see we've got the octave button here. This will bring it an octave lower. And I just like that lower sound. I think it's nice. Okay. Obviously, guys, not getting into this now, but there's so many options for editing there. You can even add effects. If I click effects here, you can add in all these effects into each instrument. That's what Soundtrap is just so cool for that. So there's so much you can do. So I'm going to now record my bass line. And here's how I do that. This is why I need my chord chart earlier on. You can see there, we have a bar of C, a bar of F, a bar of C. These are the chords of my songs. I'm going to input for every bar there. I'm going to input the root note of the chord. So the root note of the chord of C is C. The root note of the chord of F is F. So I have a bar of C, a bar of F. So whenever I've got a bar of C, I am just going to play the note C, count to 4. My next bar is a chord of F, so I'm going to put in F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you are using a tablet, this is also a touchscreen. So you can, I'm actually playing this in. I know obviously you can't see it, but I'm playing it in using my fingers here. So I'm going to add in, I'm going to hit record. I'm going to make sure you hit the rewind button here. You've got to make sure your metronome is on, guys, because that will give you a 2-bar count into your song. So you'll hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 start. Finally, this song is not 100 beats per minute. That's what the tempo is set up by default. It's around 80, so I'm going to change that to 80. So you change that to whatever you want it to change, okay? And click adjust here. We do want the audio to stretch to it. And it's great, guys. Your loop will now, even though it's real audio, it will change tempo to 80 quadrat beats per minute. So here we go. Let's record my song. Here's my 2-bar count in. 1, 2, 3. So I've got a bar of C, F, C, to a bar of G, next line. Now I'm obviously looking at this chord grid as I'm playing it off screen. And we have G, C, next line. There's another C, it's a very boring line, chord line. Repeat that line. Now, if you feel confident enough, you can add in a bit more rhythm to your bass line, which I'm going to do here now. I'm just adding a bit more. Okay, and that's my line done. Okay, you can hear the drum line is still going on there. There's still another few bars at the end. But I want to, I'm going to fade that out there at the end. It's a nice, easy way to do that there. Fade out. There. Hopefully should do it. I'm not sure if I've actually done this or not. I'll deal with this. This will actually fade out. Okay, hasn't faded out. Might do it here. Does fade it out there. Okay, so that's how I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fade that out there. Okay, so I'm done. I've actually just recorded the basis of my rhythm section there. Okay, so guys, there you go. That's a really quick basic tutorial how to make your rhythm section. Okay, if you need help cutting out bars at the end, I will do that in class. So guys, thank you very much. Well done. Enjoy this. Any questions, get in touch. And I'm going to put a separate tutorial up here for how to use Iread Pro to do that. Okay. Right, guys. Well done. Any questions, get in touch. See you now. Bye.